Hey guys, this is a pre-recorded cast. We're playing against Filipino Fire. This is the first match we played for season 9. Our first placement match, that is. We didn't get a chance to. Well, I forgot to record this live. That's why we're doing this. This is on Marshland, so it's a new map on the rotation. Kind of interesting spawn. Early sheep. Our gold was really far. Even if our TC had spawned here in the middle, our gold is very far. So that's something to look out for this map. Potentially a very far gold. Whether to harass your opponent. Stone and gold. Another sheep collected here. Excuse me. And so I spot his base. I see the front gold, far gold. So I definitely think it's something that's that this map has is a far gold. So that's a pretty good thing to know about this map because it makes it much more accessible to be attacked in Dark Age. So our gold is miles away from our base, and he's got this gold. He's got another gold here. Relatively close gold for us here as well. Two of them. Lots of fish on this map, so food is definitely a strong suit on this map. Less sheep. If you look at his scouting pattern, he went up and around. He's got no sheep. Get a shot off. Weren't able to kill him. We're gonna bump into each other here. So kind of an interesting map in terms of food distribution for sheep. So no sheep for him here, and he's not gonna get any from that side. And we're just since we have an extra sheep here, we're gonna commit to kind of cleaning up this other side over here. Again, we weren't expecting no sheep, so we just kind of went with it. Our build is a little bit late because of this far walk, and we're deciding to open with Keshik. So many Japanese players like to open with Fast Castle, or we're seeing a lot of this more now, Stone Outcropping openings, which is Bannerman openings. So I'm typically against Japan, I'm opening as with Keshik. So we scout to the side of his base a bit. His guy got no sheep over here. So, and we grabbed a couple more sheep, but you can see we've only got 4 sheep on the map. I am curious, if we look at this map, how many sheep are there actually on this map? Because we picked up 2. There's 1, 2, 3. Well, at least we had 2 sheep early. Yeah, we had 2 early sheep. We'll count this one. Puts us at 5. We're just scanning this whole map real quick. 5, 6. There's 6 sheep on the map. Okay, and in part it makes sense, right? Because you have shoreline fish. So we're aging up with deer stones. Doing our split for TC. Gonna rally villager onto food and to gold. Daimyo mana completed. Interesting kind of a map too. Lots of wood lines. It's very broken up. because of the ponds and the trees. Strong trading map. Interesting was the sacred sites. You can see our age up is a little bit late here, so we should be aging up. We could be aging up basically like right now, a little bit sooner, and yeah, it's a little bit late. Villages are being split, 2 onto gold, 2 onto wood. Our opponent is aged up. He's dropping a stable. And we're not really privy to this information. We'll just play it from our point of view here. Getting our double Keshik out. Getting our Khan to finish scouting over here. Again, we weren't expecting so little sheep. But we have a deer patch. We've got shoreline fish. So there's plenty of food to be had. But it's definitely, you have to go out on the map. And be winning your map control. Now our opponent has his bannerman out. Again, we're not really sure where he's going with this, or if he was going to commit to bannerman. We should have expected it, because we saw the stone. And we run right by each other. Yeah, we run right by each other without seeing each other. And he's basically shift-clicked onto our gold here. Potentially there was time for us to drop a tower here. Yeah. It would have been close, but I think we could have dropped a tower. So, really late reaction by us here. We do pull out. Our Keshiks are looking for their damage now as well. We do see a tower going up, and our Khan is going to go harass this fishing pond. And so, we do lose 2 villagers, but we've killed 2 of his, so we're tit for tat in terms of villager damages. And it's kind of funky. All of our gold is pretty much right there, so we can't go to a different side for gold. Whereas our opponent, he's got gold kind of all around his base. So we're over here, we're harassing this villager, getting a kill. We don't notice this tower coming up until a little bit later. We notice this tower over here, but again, we still haven't noticed the tower on this other gold. It's a bit of a mistake. But killing this villager with our Khan is pretty big. Now that we have our horseman and a Keshik, we can kind of retake our gold here. Taking out that scout is pretty big. And we do notice the forge and the tower on the gold here. So we basically keep our Keshiks here, try to burn down this stable. This is 1 production building, so if we can take this down, that'll definitely help us. Whether he's in castle or for now, it can help us. We lose our Keshik here, but we're able to kill the Uma Bannerman. And we put a bunch of villagers to drop this tower on our gold, and we're bringing villagers to drop a tower on his gold. We know he's potentially still running for a castle play. A lot of the times, this play for the Uma Bannerman is just kind of a placeholder until they can get to castle. A little bit bad over pursuit, bad control of our units here. So losing this Keshik for no reason was pretty bad. Especially considering we needed to contest over here a fight. Having 2 healthy Keshik would have made a world of difference. So he's looking to castle up. Our Khan is still in the back here getting kind of info for us. So, a little bit of a fight here. He aggroes the boar, which isn't a half bad move. Because it forces us to fight that. He goes for the age up, we don't see it yet. We've dropped a market. We've got our archery range. We're still mostly food heavy. Now we've lost an additional villager. We lose both of our villagers here. Again, not having that extra Keshik is part of it. But we do spot him going for castle now. So that kind of gives us, basically, it's not like, it doesn't give us safety, but it makes us know that he's committed those resources, right? So we're not going to expect more cav. This Uma Bannerman is kind of what we have to deal with for a bit. So we do pull 3 villagers now. A lot of our eco is going over there. But behind this, we're macroing onto wood, and we're dropping 3 markets. So we're going to try to boom behind this as much as we can. And if we can deny his gold, we can deny a pretty good amount of the units he's going to be able to pop out here shortly. So once we get this outpost up, we'll garrison our villagers here, most likely. And we got to deny this this gold going up. And that's exactly what we kind of do. And we're heading over here to deal with this. He does cancel. I do think we killed 1 villager there. A little bit ahead in terms of villagers, but we're going to start making traders now. So that's where our eco is going to start pulling ahead. Mounted Samurai make very quickly. So do the Umar Bannerman. 6 seconds and 14 seconds. So we're able to do some damage here, but we're not able to get that full burn down. And we're not able to like commit to this fight really properly. Yeah, not the best of fights here. We're kind of doing okay. These 3 villagers, we decide to pull them to drop another tower. We can deny this gold. We're happy. Amazingly, our Keshiks actually do halfway decent against the Umar Bannerman. I didn't think it would do so well, but they do decently. We trade out our Khan Hunter into the villager. Not much else we can do about that. And of course, we still have another gold bin over here, so he still has another option to escape to. Behind this, we're still massing traders up, and we have pulled villagers onto onto fish now. So the one plus side of going onto the delayed fish is that your eco really starts to like accelerate in a point when you can use it a little bit more, so you have production and kind of use those things. So we are able to deny this gold fully, but we do spot this monk moving out, and we have some army over here. We're kind of taking advantage of the army control situation here. We have these villagers. Probably could drop these villagers out and do something with them. Trade is still booming up pretty good. Going after this priest, bringing a Mangadai over. And yeah, the big thing is just the gold denial. He's trying to deny this tower over here. We have a couple of Keshik, which are going to do just fine against this aggro. We pull these villagers. We're going to go repair this tower. This tower does a lot of work for us here. We got a little bit of an overcommit on that dive. No need to dive that deep. We do snipe this guy out, and we head over to this gold to the south because, yeah, he might be moving out to it. And sure as shit, he's brought 11 villagers, dropped 2 towers, and gone for it. So if we had these units, for example, over here, just one of them, we would have done a much better job of denying this gold and really suffocating him, resource-wise. So not getting that in is a pretty big deal. But are we going to get this burn on this stable? I think we get this burn on this stable, which is actually a really big deal because this had a Euro Shiryu in it, which really accelerates the build time here. So we're diving here. This is not a good fight. Lots of arrow fire, TC fire. We repair this tower and kind of move out. But behind this, we are getting a little bit of aggro here. He hasn't noticed the damage here, which is the Mangadai and the Khan. And we're able to kill a few villagers there. I think it was 4. Horsemen on this tower, and we don't have the army really to fight it. They're kind of out of position denying this gold. But the plus side is behind all of this, kind of keeping him somewhat corralled in his base. He hasn't been able to pick a relic. We are up to 12 traders, so really pulling ahead in terms of our eco here. Lose our Keshik here. We do see the horseman heading north, so we're kind of assuming this is potentially a trade type of a denial play. Those 3 villages from earlier are dropping now a tower on this gold, again forcing him to move again his gold villagers to the north here. And we're going after a house here, in part to heal up these Keshik. And the other part is to just deny houses, force him to start dropping more infrastructure, get villagers off of food and gold, and get them on wood, which doesn't hurt us at all. There are the horsemen on the traders. We are up to 15 traders, 14 now because we lost one. So we're actually really happy about that kind of situation, because he's got 7 villages basically trapped here. We didn't commit our Keshik here. They got dragged in aggro-wise, which kind of sucked. It's not what we wanted to happen, but basically we wanted to hostage these villages and these towers. But we do have to bring back our army and rally new troops here. We reselect all of our traders to go to the south. And yeah, again, we're gonna potentially lose 3 villages here, which isn't end of the world, considering now that we know we have a really big eco boom with the traders. So we did feel confident we're sitting comfortable. We're dropping a bunch of production because army is the only thing that's going to be able to save us now. Just mass army. We repair this tower for a little bit just to try to get this kill on this mounted samurai. It looks like we're not going to be able to. And he dives here with those horsemen and that Uma Bannerman, and we're able to kind of clean that all up. Idle time here with these 10 villagers is not ideal. We clear out a couple pawns. There's still a couple pawns in our back instead of going over here to the trade. At the end of the trade, this might not have been a bad spot to set it up, preemptively setting up towers and whatnot. Little bit of a dive here, killing some more villagers. We run into the Shinto priest, and we're going to take out this priest, again denying relics. 16 minutes, he's been aged up for 6 minutes or so, so it's a pretty big deal. Traders are fucking about to drop off a ton of resources here. There's 10, so it's going to spike up to like 700 gold probably. And we're just going to harass what we can and fall back here. Up to 20 traders. Food is going to go very strong here. And you see, we kind of cut our production for our military. We still have a pretty good mass here, and we're keeping that harass up. He is able to secure these 2 relics that were close. But just us being able to apply pressure here is big. The fact we still have a tower in the back to 9-2 golds. We get some vision on his stone, so that does give us some input. This potentially a second TC, or potentially another daimyo upgrade. But, you know, just slow and steady, chipping away at these units, and having a decent mass to fight him. We do have more numbers, and we are tapping up now with our Kurultai. Take our gold villagers to tap up, and we pull all of our wood villagers here, and basically rotate our wood line, since our first wood line is really almost non-existent now. Kind of a big mistake not grabbing our Ubu, a secondary Ubu though. Now we did see our opponent's army kind of moving around, and we weren't really sure, but this is why we send this cav over to the south. We send cav over to deny these relics, but we leave our main army kind of by our base and kind of in the middle of both of our trade posts, so we can basically react to anything he does here. Immediately we get veteran Keshiks, and we're getting balanced projectiles. We do spot his army here. Well, we don't spot it, we notice it after it kills him too. But it's a decent sized army. Nine samurai, 1 bannerman, and 1 scout. Taking out the scout is actually pretty important. Having him kind of blind really helps a lot. Our veteran Keshiks are going to come through, as well as Stat Lancer upgrade. So we're going to be able to fight into these guys much better. Now that our army's kind of sitting here fighting, we decide to drop the defense arrow. Give a little bit of a buff here. We do need to get our arrow upgrade to really make it a little bit more effective. Our cav is chilling around here, protecting this this relic. He does have a monk over here. Okay. We barely win this fight. We trade out just with numbers. You can see because we have so much production. We got 5 stables. Really, it's 4. The 5th one isn't produced yet. But we're able to equal out numbers. And the big thing is behind all this, just the trade, right? We're at 25 traders and really booming ahead. Forge is on fire. We did see the stone outcropping go down. So, again, we're not sure if it's a second TC or a daimyo upgrade. But we know something has happened and he stopped going for it. It looks like a second TC play just by the amount of stone, but it's hard to say. Upgrades. You can see how much slower walls build now. It's a pretty big change. So we start getting raided over here, and we got a couple of units. A little bit unfortunate we don't spot the Shinto priest, and we're not able to snipe him. I would have liked to have sniped him before fighting the mounted samurai. You can see that how well the Keshik trades against the samurai with his healing. So we're just remassing army on our base here, going up to 7 stables, some idle villagers. That's definitely one thing about this map. When you have all of these pawns, it's great eco, but you're going to be idling a lot more than you might be used to, so you got to keep on the ball there. He's getting army in the back of a trade. We're going to take the army that were rallied, and we're going to go fight that. Behind this, we're just kind of harassing where we can, however we can. Immediately lose those 2 Keshiks. I should have just garrisoned those Keshiks. It's alright. Over here, we're trying to find where that relic went, but we can't. We have all these traders. I think we switched those traders over, but again, I'm not entirely sure. Over here, we spot that he's still on gold, getting walls up. Able to clean this up, which is nice. Our Mangadai Stone upgraded, and this trade post is still very vulnerable to the north. But we're feeling pretty confident about taking our army here and fighting up here, and kind of forcing conflicts up there. Lose all this army and spot that, but while that's going on, he's kind of cleaned this up and focused there. We hit the north of his base, see the siege works up, and we see the second town center, so now we know, yeah, that he's, that's what he used that stone on, was on TC, so he's trying to get back into it in terms of boom. But we're already triple market, and we're at 30 traders, so we're really happy where we're at. We got another raiding force over here. These are the guys that were protecting the trade line. We commit them to come over here. They should have just been burning these towers initially, instead of this forge. They could have burnt probably one of these buildings already, but it's alright. Intercept some cav here on a raid. Move our curl type forward, and we're just going to rally onto our base here. Not going after these deer is kind of a big mistake. Something we could have done sooner. Okay, just those guys are done. So we leave these towers and just trying to commit to a farmhouse. If it burns, and he's gonna get pop capped, and get some resources from it. We pull some villagers here, go for the boar. And we built 2 villagers to start dropping towers on a trade. We still have a bunch of trade here to the south going, but we're watching here. You know, if he starts hitting there, we'll just pull our troops to the north again, because we reactionary pull these villagers to the south, right? So he did see this, so when he reacts to it properly, we'll just go back to the north. At which point we have outposts. Also think. Have I noticed? Yeah, okay, there's that Ubu going down. We finally noticed that we have no stone for emplacements. It's a really big deal. By now I should have had several emplacements up. So 7 units, 6 samurai. Abandonment. We do react with the traders very quickly. We're all just going to go up here now, and we're not going to lose any traders to that raid to the south. But because that is happening, we're going to drop towers there, and we're going to bring our army that was garrisoned on the Kurotai over here to get a cut off if he does commit to us. And our other army that was kind of committed to a push is just going to try to find damage. We do spot, yep, there's the army right there. And we're able to get... we could have gotten a lot more villager kills here if we don't just dive the tower, which is okay. But our army does arrive here. It's not enough to hold this properly, but we have towers and we have a bunch of reinforcements coming in, so that's going to help a lot. And over here, we're able to deny this this one tower, and his units here get kind of caught out. And even though he might win this fight, we got reinforcements that are going to turn the fight. Over here, this is kind of our big raiding force, so we do have to be really careful about losing these guys. So we do notice that they're getting overwhelmed by spearmen, so we fall back. A lot of towers here, so we can start getting upgrades. We do have one upgrade coming through. It's probably at the end over here. Yeah, there it is. One lone mounted samurai. Could get some damage in for sure. And we just pull our army out in a way just to pseudo protect the southern flank. We're up to 40 traders, so we're sitting basically where we want to be in terms of our trade, and maybe go up to 45-ish and replace it for villagers. Only having one villager in queue here is kind of a mistake. We could queue up 10 villagers and buy any food that we need. We do have one relic. I don't know where the last relic is at. He must have the last relic somewhere. And we bring our army back over here. That one samurai is finally dead. He's been killing a couple traders, but again, it's triple production. And we'll take this big army, and we're just going to kind of push the south. We know that this tower over here, this is gold, kind of pressuring him in, but we also know there's a secondary TC in these wood lines to pressure. So that's what we look to do, and at the same time we rally troops to the north here to intercept any push that's happening over here. With our positioning of our base here, it makes it hard for him to push that south side so easily. Attack speed arrow, fall back as we don't have to fight all of these veteran spears. And now that we punch through here to the south, we're going to go see what we can find. There's a gold nodes over here, so he's either got to be in one of these gold nodes or something, right? And while that's going on, we're going to push to his TC. I think we commit to the Shinto Shrine. Yeah, the Shinto Shrine. Shinto Shrine. Because, yeah, that's a lot of gold a minute for him right here. Yeah, 240, so 6 villages right there. His army's chasing us, so we just gotta keep running. We see a shit ton of mangoes here. But we're just gonna take our Mangudai and just go find damage. And we're just going to take our cav and dive onto their siege here. Even if we lose all of our cav, I'm not too worried about it. We have so much eco behind this. We're doing a lot of eco damage to him. And yeah, the mangoes are the big thing here. Those are huge damage dealers. And the only thing they're going to be able to really deal with are Mangudai mass at this point, besides his TCs, right? So we're all in his base. Again, we're still massing units here to the north, just in case if he pushes out. We've gotten up to 47 traders. This Keshik's been lost in translation. We still got our pocket eco working here and there. We're prepping for imp. And yeah, we're getting a lot of damage on his base right here. This is definitely game ending. So he taps out. And yeah, that's our first placement match of Season 9. So lots of interesting changes, a lot of different things to figure out with Season 9. And yeah, we're going to feel it out and kind of go from there. So thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you all on the next one.